You know what? Some days you just put too much effort into the face and you can't be bothered with a wig. You just cannot. Hey guys! Today I'm going to be teaching you everything that I know about masquerades and cosplay contests. It's a little different in the west area of the United States. They call them masquerades, but I'm pretty sure on the East Coast, masquerades and cosplay competitions are different. What I'm talking about specifically is for the cosplay competitions, kind of like the ultimate talent show for weebs. Now, I'll do another video with my friends who I've competed with and have also competed in masquerades. We'll do story time, but for today, it's just a comprehensive how-to because no one told me how to do this, and it took me a while to figure out exactly what's happening. If my eyelash pops off, please don't judge. I suffer. So what is a masquerade? It's usually held on the final night of a con. It's their final big event, and it's where cosplayers of every level come together. At least where I come from, it goes from beginner to journeyman to masters. And to move up from beginner into intermediate, you need to place in any of the categories. And same thing, to go from intermediate to masters, you need to place in a category. And they will ask you when you sign up what level you're in. I'm guessing since you're watching this, you're probably going to be in the beginner category. No matter how long you've been cosplaying, you should probably be in beginner because of those kind of unsaid rules. You want to make sure that you're going through the system correctly, but also take into account if you cosplay for a living, you might want to go into masters and you might want to express to the judges why this is your first time competing and why you're in masters. Because sometimes if you have someone who it's their job to cosplay and they're in the beginner section, they're just gonna wipe the floor with all of the awards and every beginner is gonna feel a little hurt. So the general rule of a masquerade is that your cosplay needs to be made 80% by you, the performer. You can't have someone else make it and then wear it on stage. That doesn't work out. Also, 80% means that most likely what you are wearing on your body has been made by you, but if you're wearing maybe leggings underneath it, the shoes you're wearing aren't like designed by you exactly, which you can do, and also the fact that you didn't make your wig or something like that, they're not going to care about that. The more you do, obviously, the more points you can get, but don't overdo it. Focus on the parts that you are most confident in. The next thing is to figure out what kind of performance you are doing. If you are just performing alone and you just want to show off what you've done, there's something called a walk-on. Now a walk-on, you have a full 30 seconds usually. You could pick any background music you want. You could talk, you could do a voiceover. You walk on stage, show off like on a catwalk, or do some cool poses, and you walk right back off. Now the other option is to do essentially a skit where you record your own audio and you perform. I think the time limit is usually around 3 minutes. Hint is to not go the full 3 minutes, please, for the sanity of the audience. And it could be a comedy, it could be a drama, a tragedy, it could be exactly just copy and pasted from the show. It could be a farce that you and your friends made up. I've seen some crazy things. And those are really your only two options. There's nothing really else you can do. Most of the time, it is not you speaking directly to the audience, it's all pre-recorded. So everything you will need to do at home, you will need to pre-record it. You've decided to do this. You have a general idea of what you want to do, who you want to do it with, and what con you're going to do it at. I would suggest going to the con you want to do it at first. Go 1 year, watch, see how it runs, and then the next year, go into it, just so you know how the stage works, how their specific judging system works, and to see if it's even one that you want to perform in. Not all masquerades are made the same. But when you are ready to sign up, usually it's on a first come, first served basis. I would suggest liking the pages that you want for your con, so usually Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. They will post regularly, and most likely about a month or two in advance, they will post masquerade signups this Sunday at 6 p.m. It depends on how popular your con is, how fast those spots will fill up. Most of the cons I go to have a cap of 50 people total. So what I like to do is I like to find that time. I like to find where they're going to post the link to sign up, and then I click it at 6:01 p.m. Once you get onto that page, it will ask you for your name, your email, what characters you're cosplaying, what shows they are from, and then a quick intro that you want the MCs to announce for you when you walk out on stage. I suggest having this ready before you sign up for the masquerade. Otherwise, you're going to be sitting there like, oh, do I want it to be funny? Do I want it to be sad? And then you choose what kind of performance it is. Is it a skit? Is it a walk-on? Do you need any extra assistance? Do you need the ninja stage hands to bring props onto the stage? And that's basically it. Usually they'll ask you what time you want your costume judging to be. You choose a general time, you hit submit, and usually there's not a screening process. Usually when you hit sign up, I even double checked once. My first ever masquerade, I got a confirmation email, and I literally emailed the owner of the con to ask if that actually meant I was competing. And it did. Bless. Time skip. Day of the con, day of the masquerade. You wake up. You need to remember and figure out when your judging time was. Did you choose the morning? Did you choose the afternoon? But usually what you're gonna do first is to go to somewhere in the main lobby area. They will have a cosplay information desk, and on that day they'll probably have a sign that says masquerade check-in, and you need to go there first before you're judging, please. Before you're judging, and you're gonna ask them, you're gonna be like, hi, I am blank from group blank, and I'm competing in the masquerade tonight. I'd like to check in for my judging and to hand in your floppy drive, USB drive, and you're gonna hand them that, and that has your audio on it, preferably in an MP3 file or a WAV file is what you need when you give them your audio for your performance, and most likely they will keep that. Don't expect to get that USB drive back, but you hand that in and they'll let you know, oh, okay, your judging's at noon today in this room. Make sure you're ready. The judging day of. Now you're gonna walk into a room. There's usually 3 or 4 judges. They're usually more famous cosplayers or seamstresses, people who have a slight name in the cosplay community, and they'll be like the guests for the con, and they'll probably be in cosplay. And you're gonna walk in and they're gonna ask you about your cosplay. The things that I've learned that they really enjoy are reference photos of the character you are cosplaying, along with progress photos that you've taken over time. What I do, and what I know other people have done, is to literally print out these photos so you can give them a piece of paper. I've known someone who gave them an entire binder of their progress photos and their reference photos for their cosplay. And they greatly enjoy that because they're not gonna know every anime in the world. Our most recent one that we did was from Avatar: The Last Airbender. I'm pretty dang sure 2 of the 3 judges didn't know what we were from. And just let them know. Let them know exactly what you did. This is double stitched. This is an overlay. I did this because the character does this. Show some passion in what you did, and it'll take you miles. It doesn't have to be perfect. You could be hiding safety pins in the back. Unless they ask to see it specifically, only show them the best of what you have to offer. The performance. So it's the night of. They're gonna ask you to go to the green room 1 hour before the actual show time. It's usually around like 7 p.m. And you're gonna be sitting in a room, waiting. And then finally they'll start putting you in a line. And usually it's, remember when you signed up on the internet before you clicked it at 6:01 p.m.? Yeah, it'll put you probably first or second. The longer you wait, the farther back in line you go. It really is first come, first serve. I enjoy being first or second in line so that once I am done performing, I can sit down in the audience and watch everyone else, because everyone else will be lined up behind the stage and they won't be able to see any of the performances, which is, in my mind, 50% of the fun. Just to let you know, most likely they will not let you practice on the stage beforehand. You will not have a lighting or audio check with you in the room. You will not be able to see if your dance number is too big for the stage that they have given you. This is why I want you to go to a con first, the year before, see how big the stage is, if they make you enter from left or right, and where they make you exit. How tall is the stage? How big is the stage? To make sure that if you're doing an entire gymnastics routine, that you don't fall off the stage. Your time comes. They'll say your little spiel, that you wrote your little paragraph to introduce yourself. The MCs will walk off the stage, the lights will go down, people will clap, and you've told the audio person whether you want the audio to start when you walk onto the stage or before you walk onto the stage. So you walk on, you dance, you jive, you're just vibing, and then you're done. And you give a little bow, the people are clapping, you leave the stage, you go to the designated area for waiting. Judging. There's a lot of prizes that can be given. Once everyone's performed, the judges will go off probably for upwards of a half hour to collaborate. And most of the time, there is obviously best in show. That's the one that's gonna get the big prize. Whatever that prize is, they're gonna get it. Anyone in any of the 3 categories can get that. Now, within each category of the 3, there is, oh goodness, best craftsmanship, judge's choice, where a judge will pick their favorite from everyone based on just their opinion, and that's as good a prize as any. Otherwise, within the individual 3 groups, you will get best craftsmanship, and it depends sometimes. Sometimes they do best of beginners, best of journeyman, but really there's only about those 5 or 6 awards. That's still pretty good. And usually the prizes are things that they picked up in the vendor hall. I've seen the Masters Best in Show be like a sewing machine. Not even a sewing machine, it was an embroidery machine. It was so cool. That thing's like $600. And if you win, you get that, which is so cool. And if you do win, you get to go up on stage, you hug the judges, and you go back down, and usually they shut it all down and you have a rave right afterwards. Masquerades are fun and they're super challenging and super stressful. Know that your first time doing it, the entirety of your Saturday or Sunday is just going to be you making sure that your cosplay not only looks good, but survives the whole day. Because if your judging's at 9 a.m. and your performance isn't until 9 p.m., if it's hard to get on, you probably aren't taking it off in that 12-hour span. You need to make sure that it lives, you do not spill spaghetti sauce on it, and that you just, oh man, you just really hope it lives. I hope that helped anyone who wants to compete in a masquerade. I know I did not have any of this information. If you guys want a part 2 of anything more specific, please let me know. And also I'll try and do a story time soon of exactly what my experiences and my friends' experiences are with competing, because we have competed and lost horribly, and oh boy, but we've also competed and won. So you take it with a grain of salt. Each and every time has been a wonderful learning experience, if anything. And it's a great way, if you like performing, to show off what you love. Thank you guys so much for watching. I do post once every Friday, either con or makeup related material. Please hit subscribe. I would love it. Thanks. All right, have a good weekend.